Today's plan is to go through the speed graphic box that the box of the speed graphic bits that I've disassembled. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about what I plan to do with them. But we're just going to go through this. Mostly this is to refresh my memory and so I can get back on track with putting this back together, because I would like to be able to use it before long. So in a previous series of videos, we pulled apart the speed graphic, peeled all the leatherette off, disassembled all of the parts, and I'm unsure how much refinishing I want to do for some of these. You know, where the mechanical bits are functional and most of the, let's take this out, most of the damage or aging is cosmetic. I don't know if I really want to mess with that yet, because I kind of like the look of it and it doesn't really impact the function. For now I might leave some of that. But in some cases, for example, the frame of the speed graphic, some of the glue had given away and the body separated, and you know, over the years the body is warped. I shouldn't have put this away. Which means the big issue is that the back no longer fits super well on the body. It doesn't exactly line up without some encouragement. And even then, with the encouragement, the screw holes that have been adjusted don't necessarily line up either, which I'm not a huge fan of. So I'm still deciding whether or not I want to sort of resurface or refinish this edge so that it accepts this back, or I mean, that's the best solution. But I don't know how involved I want to get with that, because I guess there's a number of ways I could go about it. Or I could just more permanently affix this back to the camera. So I don't know. So we've got the back pulled off. You know, and if I wanted to repair this, I could strip all the paint off of it and give it a thorough cleaning, and disassemble this a little further, and then put a new coat on it. But for now, I mean, it's not in bad shape aside from some flaking paint. And for me, it's one of those, if it's not broke, I shouldn't try and fix it too much. You know, the same is mostly true of the front flap that you pull down for focusing with the rails on it. The rails are in great shape, the inside's good. It could use a little dusting and brushing off. And I would like to clean up this outside plate, but I'm unsure if I want to. I don't really think this is recoverable, but I'm unsure if I want to get another leatherette covering to put over it, or if I'll just leave it polished on the outside, or maybe I will coat that with something. Give it a black finish. One of the things that needs a lot of attention is the optical viewfinder, which the plastic casing is a little cracked. And I'm not sure how much I can do to fix that, or if I would rather fashion a new one, which I might take a whack at. But I'm trying to be gentle with that so it doesn't fall apart any further. I have most of the pieces. And everything else is in good shape. The bellows were nice. I'm not a big fan of the old speed graphic bellows where you have to disassemble it, move a little metal tab. But they don't seem like they've been overly bent before, so hopefully I won't have any issues when I have to attach those back together. I'll have to probably do a little work with the range finding system to make sure it's hooked up and calibrated for the main lens associated with this. But on the other hand, if I want to swap lenses, the rangefinder and having it coupled isn't necessarily super useful to me. The shutter, the focal plane shutter mechanism, it's in good shape. Probably needs a little bit of cleaning and lubrication. What else do we have? The feet and the stuff that's inside the body. I'm not sure what to do about the feet. They're in pretty good shape. They should go back in, maybe with a little bit of wood glue, maybe stuff a toothpick in the footholes so they hold nice and tight. Everything else, yeah, because it was inside the body, has stayed super clean. We've got that shutter light baffle with a piece the focal plane shutter glides over. Again, really clean. I don't want to do too much to mess with this because it's in good shape. The handle, I probably need to replace the handle. The attachment screws and brackets are fine, but the leather is a little shot out. And then we've got the viewing window, the ground glass, and bucket full of leather scraps. All right, so really what needs to happen, first and foremost, is I have to decide what I want to do so that the back fits comfortably on the wooden frame. Which is honestly the biggest decision. Once I decide what to do with that, everything else can kind of just go back together. Spend a little bit of time making sure that the focal plane shutter is nicely calibrated and functioning well. As I put this back together, one of the things I still want to do is sit down and get accurate measurements so that if I want to fashion a new body, I have the measurements and I can do that. It would also be fun to create a really nice, highly accurate 3D model so I could do like an exploded form blueprint, because I think that would be a cool poster to have. So I need to work on that. I have my calipers and I have my calipers and I have a ruler, so the only thing that's preventing me from doing it is me. I just need to sit down and make that happen. Which I find is the most intimidating part of most processes, is just doing them, getting started. Once you get started, things tend to fall into place, or at the very least, once you start tackling problems, you can break them down into a logical order as they present themselves and solve them one at a time. It's really easy to get caught up and in over your head thinking about how many different issues might pop up and what you should do about them. Doesn't matter. Get started with something that you know and build it up from there. So first problem, this back don't fit, and I got to figure out what I need to do and how I want to address it. These bottom holes still fit comfortably and line up well. It's these top holes and slot that do not. Ho hum. Anyways, that's where this project lies. I'm going to spend some time in the shop tomorrow. I'm making a knife block for a set of kitchen knives that my wife and I got as a wedding present last year. Our anniversary is Monday, our 1 year anniversary. So while I'm in the shop, I will spend some time thinking on this and what I need to do. I need to clean up the glue seam. I over applied and haven't spent much time cleaning that up yet. And as much as I would like to have the measurements so I could replace the body, I don't think I need to, because it is in remarkably good shape considering it's about as old as my grandmother. So that's where we are. Today's a quick video. I haven't spent a whole lot of time thinking video thoughts, sort of taking a break. But I should make a better focus and getting a schedule back underway, because school starts in about 3 weeks for me. And I'm sure we'll do a video on that, and I'll share some of my thoughts on starting back to school. And I know it affects me differently than it does a lot of people. I used to work in an elementary school, So I have lots of friends who still do, and they have lots of thoughts on how school is probably going to look for them. And I don't know, not really photography related, but so I don't know. Might not do that. We'll see. Hope everyone else has been well and taking care of themselves. Hope you guys have projects that you're keeping up with better than I've been on mine. And we'll see you soon, folks. Take care.